Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nano. Really nice morning here in South Florida. We got a fast main track this afternoon. We have the all-weather Tapeta, and we have a $200,000 gross jackpot guarantee. Nice racing yesterday.
Yeah, there was some drama, right? In the 3 single tickets into the finale yesterday, and obviously didn't get hit, so we're back today. But yeah, it was a good card yesterday, good stakes race as well, and we'll shut it down this 3-day race week with 9 today.
9 today, and then next week we'll talk about it a little later on. We're going to have a mandatory payout and everything on Thursday. We'll let you know about that a little later on. So as I mentioned, fast main track today, 9 races on the card. The Rainbow Six, by the way, with the $200,000 gross jackpot guarantee, will start in race number 4. So make sure you do that. And yeah, nice $200,000 gross jackpot guarantee. So that's all the early business. Get to the first race. It's going to be 5 furlongs, maiden claiming filly, 2-year-olds, $25,000, and it's where we have our first of 2 pick 5s today, and I know you had a ticket put together.
Yeah, I spread in this first race. We'll get to it. It's a 2-year-old race that I just didn't have a lot of confidence in race number 2. The order is 4-6, October time on top, 3 deep in the third, and see, we called that the Joe Bush at the Oswego OTB. 1, 2, 3, right in a row there, jetting out on top, down on the bottom. In race number 4, the single is No Man Left Behind. We're going to show a replay because he clashed with Eyes of Champion last time, and then 76 is the actual order in the 5th. Awesome Appeal over She's Classy.
And race number 1 today, 5 furlongs. So if you've been watching and listening to our show over the last few days, we've been mentioning that 2-year-olds that have had a race have run exceptionally well, and that's why I jumped right on the number 5, Crazy Cat Cousin is my best bet this afternoon, right away. It's a daughter of Cajun Breeze. Now going to drop to the 25 level after pressing the pace, and I thought finished a useful third in a 4.5 furlong debut. That was against special weight competition. How good is Mike Yates going? He had a win yesterday. He almost won 2 races yesterday. He's 23% with maidens making their second start. And that was a pretty good race. I know, he got beat 10 lengths, whatever it was. But that was a pretty good group. So this horse here dropping down, I think is the one to fear in here.
No, I agree. The winner was really, really good that day. You said it, too, with the experience. And we're seeing it time and time again. And we've run 4 so far this weekend, 3 for 4, and the only horse that was a Jose D'Angelo firster at 22-1. That was the only debut winner. Third full out of this dam. Mike trained the other 2. The dam was 5 for 24. She broke her maiden in her 5th start. So there's a lot to like here. That's the biggest drop in racing too.
You have the number 6 Black Belt Barbie. You know any of that karate stuff?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
You better watch out now.
Do you?
Go ahead.
I wasn't sure if that was in your repertoire or not. I mean, you've had a very seasoned life.
No.
Okay.
That's one thing I haven't done.
If you needed any of that in the streets of New York City back in the day. Here's another horse with some experience, and we showed speed in the special weight debut for Jerry O'Dwyer, who's just overdue to break the door down here. He's a good trainer. So maybe Black Belt Barbie. Say that quick, Pete Aiello. I like the debut, the Chase and Tire on debut. Now we're dropping. We're outside some of the others here. I think this horse can move forward today.
The 8 Jimmy's Curls, currently the 8-5 fader. It's the daughter Buchero debuting for Jorge Delgado. And we're going to show you a stat real quick here, and I'll let you know who there was a jockey change too. But first the stat here for him. 2-year-old first-time starters in the maiden claiming ranks. He's 6 for 4, 25%, 42% in money. 170 is the return investment. And a jockey change. The horse will now not be ridden by the apprentice Jason Nuez. Will be ridden by Chantal Sutherland, and the weight will be 118 pounds. But as we mention each and every day, we just go through that. Pete will update you with everything you need to know in a little while when we're done here. But maybe the board is telling us what's going on.
Yeah, it's early in the betting, but, certainly this horse has a license to run well. The dam was unraced. 10th full out of this dam. A few of them are okay. They were winners. Chantel aboard. I look at that work on the 28th. Really sticks out. You're not going to see it in your form, but Chantel and Jorge Delgado about 23% together.
Let's flip the page. Go to race number 2 this afternoon. It's about 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta. Claim is 3-year-olds of 4 and up. Non-winners of 2 in life, $8,000. Did have a scratch in here of the number 7, Volte Face, for Antonio Sano. So we're dealing with a field of 6 in here, and we both went with October Time.
Yeah, I mean, these are the 2, right? October Time and Mare Remo, and it's Carlos David and Miguel Vasquez, and Carlos has really picked it up, I think, in the last 2 or 3 weeks. This horse had a trip 2 back, and then with a clear sailing last time, got the job done.
I'm going to show you a stat on Carlos David. This one is, I found it interesting. Second after the claim, a winner last time out. He's 4 for 14, 29%, 64% in the money. 174 is the return of investment over the past 3 years. So that's October time. I thought like you did. Carlos David, you know, it really ran well in its last race. Then Mayor Remo moves to the Jose D'Angelo barn after that claim and makes his first start. He came within the neck of defeating those 8,002 lifetime runners, and that was going this distance on the Tapeta, but it was back in April.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is I agree with that, and it's noteworthy. I mean, you know, Jose claims his horse. We run a lot of these kind of races or these kind of horses, and he hasn't been out now for 2 months. That's a little ding for me. The other thing, too, is he's been walking on the lead. He's going to have to go faster today because there's speed with 40 Flash and there's speed with Drum and Drummer.
Yeah, I used 40 Flash on my ticket here. He's making the third start of his current form cycle after responding to that stretch out in distance with a set the pace second. I was actually behind October time last time out. Elsa Morrison getting in for the weight break this afternoon, and his horse gets loose on the front end. Could be a little dangerous in here for Scott Acker.
He ran okay last time, and he's probably going to be 5, 6, 7 times the price of October time. And as Ronnie said, he was only beating a length and a half. So, you know, if you like October time, there's no reason why 40 Flash can't get a piece of this.
And what about the two Drum and Drummer that you used? This one with Junior Alvarado. Nice day. Won the stake yesterday.
Yeah, it's Zerpa off the claim, 29%. You know, that's a big move, and I think this horse probably can work out a trip because I don't think there's any doubt 40 Flash is fastest of all of these. Then Mayor Remo is probably going to be pressing. Maybe Junior can sneak in behind him, save some ground, and get first run.
I'm just looking at the program here, and it says happy 100th birthday to John Bream, a guy I worked with for many years.
Him, right?
Yeah, worked many years. He was the paddock judge at Calder Racecourse, formerly, and then Gulfstream Park West. And he was in his 80s then. He was sharper to me, and I'm sure he still is. So happy birthday to John Bream. Third race this afternoon, 5.5 furlongs. Claim is 4 and up, $8,000. No scratches, no jockey changes. Want to hear about the one Jet now?
Well, you and I talked in the office. We struggled coming up with long shots today. I'm not sure if Jet now it's going to be 6-1 in here. It's a card where, you know, I'm not sure how much outside the box you want to look in here, but we go off the claim for Jorge Delgado. I thought he ran a little bit better than it looked last time to be 5th, and I like the fact that Jorge bumps him up to 8. He claimed him for 62.50, bumps him up to 8,000, 33% off the claim. David Baracco, nice ride here for him, so we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to get with the number 7 horse in here. Complex. The system was dropping to the 8 level on the main track, turning back to 5.5 furlongs. He had an eventful local return against those 16 starter allowance runners going 7.5 on the turf. He hopped at the start. Then if you watch the race, he was headstrong through the race and tired from his earlier efforts to finish 6th. The drop has me concerned here. I put the horse on top, but I'm doing it very shakily, I should say. MSC Al Jaramillo going to handle drop down, surface switch, turn back. So it, you know, getting all 3 different karma changes here.
Yeah, I could have easily pulled this replay up as well. I just didn't have him in my top 3, but he did have a trip last time. The cutback's got to help, too. I think Mr. Louis is a lot slower in the stride this meet than the past couple meets, but this horse has a license to run well on the cutback. We'll just see. You said it. There's a lot of stuff being thrown at the wall here on this horse.
Boy, when you think of racing here at Gulfstream Park, you always think of these hard-knocking runners, and then 1-3, Vinny Van Gogh is dropping to this level after stalking the pace throughout. I thought he was game. He finished second against those 12-5 claimers, going 6. He's a hard-knocking horse, and, you know, 12-5, 8 here, it's sort of a lateral move today.
I don't think it's a big, I agree with that totally. He was 3-5 last time, and he ran well. I'm not really holding that defeat against him. It was on a sloppy track, as Ronnie kind of alluded to, for 62.50. He was good, 2 back. He's got good figures against this kind of group, so he's a player.
Well, you and I have been pointing out, and I'm surprised. Well, you got your long shot in here that you didn't have Start Watch on your ticket. Of course, we both know how good this Efren Lowe's is going. He's stepping up a notch. With this horse returned from a long layup, defeated those claimers going 6. That also on a sealed, sloppy track.
Yeah, he was good last time, and this is a barn. You know, you see in your form 2 for 5, but this is a barn that pops 26, 28, 30%, and this horse was good last time. He's firmly in my mix in here as well, and if he trips out like he did last time, he's going to be tough right back.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, I will have my Rainbow 6 ticket with that $200,000 gross jackpot guarantee. Be right back.
in the two path. Ground on first inside. Race. A quarter of a mile to go, and he's 6 on top. Last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
Just before noon here on Gulfstream today, Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato. Fourth race this afternoon is going to be about 1.70 miles on the Tapeta for the starter optional claimers. 3-year-olds, we'll talk about that. But first, we'll check out my ticket in here, and I got a $43.20 ticket. 345, we'll talk about the fourth in race number 5. I like Lara's Lady, and she's classy in that race, race number 5. My long shot today, not much of a long shot, but it's the 2 Starship Elegance here for Blake Kelly. I know we're going to show a video on that horse today. I just think maybe with a price he can beat the other horses in there. But I also used Bossy Lover and Maria's Revenge. Race number 7, just too deep in there with Chucky and Mr. Tito's. I think those are the logical ones. Chucky, I think, is a big favorite in that spot. In race number 8, just too deep with Nicky Can and Ali Z. Looked like the logical 2 for me. And in the last, went with Z First, the 4, Queen Camilla, and Streaking Gray. So we'll see how that race plays out this afternoon. So 43.20 for me. You know, I'm getting close again. I hit one a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, whenever it was, 10 days ago. And now I'm back to my old 4 or 5 out of 6 again. I got to get out of that rut, we'll call it.
We're going to have some riveting television coming up because we got a lot of the same picks here.
Really?
It's that kind of card, I think. I'm with you on that rainbow ticket.
Mile 70 yards on the Tapeta, as I mentioned. These are 3-year-old starter optional claimers, 16 or less. The tag is 16. No scratches to kick it off. We both have no man left behind. Wasn't this one of your singles?
This was my single in the early pick 5.
I think so.
Correct. Yeah.
I know you want to show video with also Eyes of Champion.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this race, and you watch it for yourself. And okay, here's no man left behind. All right, outside pressing a 50-1, dueling with a 50-1, and the Eyes of a Champion not yet in the picture. And just ask yourself, who ran the better race here? I think to me, it's pretty obvious. Yes, Eyes of Champion beats No Man Left Behind, but I mean it's pretty clear here that No Man Left Behind ran a much better race. And thanks, Bob. Here's Eyes of Champion coming into the picture, just kind of licking his chops, taking it all in, while No Man Left Behind's doing all the dirty work. And here's the winner, Silent Chaos, ranging up on him. And, you know, No Man Left Behind never got a breather for 1 single second in this race. And he even gets tightened up on a little bit there as well. And I thought, Ronnie, this horse ran huge. Yes, it's the old loses the battle and the war for this one because, you know, he had to put away a 50-1, and obviously the winner's 4-5, and there's Eyes of Champion, you know, kind of, like I said, licking his chops, taking it all in. No Man Left Behind ran a much better race.
Yeah, you know, Safi Joseph Jr., our leading trainer, of course, and you get Edgar Zayas. He came about this much from winning the stake yesterday, so looks like he's racing himself back into form. Eyes of a Champion, you know, is going to take action in here, follow that maiden victory. You just saw what the horse did there. Jose D'Angelo, Miguel Vasquez in the saddle.
Jose back firing on all cylinders. This is Edgar's first mount of the day. And I'd like to think it'll be his first win since coming back.
And the number 5 horse in here, Dunnigan, is stepping up to face winners after parlaying in that 4-wide charge into that 16 maiden score, going a mile 70 yards on the Tapeta. Bobby DeBona, Kevin Krieger going for 2 in a row. And Bobby DeBona, every once in a while, this guy will sneak up with a recent maiden winner and win it.
This horse ran very well last time. I don't know if this jump is a little sharp for him. This is a tough season group that has faced winners before. Now he's got to do that. He ran very well last time. You'll get a nice price on him.
We're going to flip the page and go to race number 5 this afternoon. This one is 5.5 furlongs, and these are fillies and mares 4 and up, non-winners of 2 in life. And do we have any scratches? No, we got a jockey change in here on the 1. Make that rider Jose Morelos. Full field of 10 to kick off the late pick 5. Let's check out your ticket.
It's a $12 ticket. I honestly could have did it for 6, but I didn't want. I used another horse. I didn't want to be crestfallen if he came out of there. So we've got the $12 ticket here. We'll talk about this race in a second. The spread is in race 6, 4 deep in there. Tamarindo for Safi, and we've got the Starship Elegance as well. There's a single. Mr. Tito's is my best bet of the day in there. 3 deep in race 8 with Alizé. You know, is going to be tough right back with for Aubrey Mirage, what a cool 6-year-old mare she is. And then there is the single in the nightcap. Z First, to me, looks loose in there. You mentioned him already, too.
Yeah, he looked like the one to beat in there. And I just used a little coverage because I had that $43 in my pocket and wanted to get some coverage. Getting back to race number 5, well, I went with a little different horse here with Lara's Lady, who's the morning line favorite, is dropping to the 6,250 level and getting the blinkers back. So I like that. After dueling for the lead and fading against those 20 condition claimers going 6 furlongs, Victor Barbosa's sharp. He's 24% with the blinkers on angle, not first blinkers, and 28% with the second start back from this type of layoff. And he's going to take the weight in here and try and get the apprentice, Franklin Calais, to win it, and he'll be in the saddle.
I just didn't know what to make of her. She was just, let's just be honest, she wasn't very good last time, and she was 8-5. So it was 9-5. It wasn't like she was 15-1. She did her thing. She set the pace. It was a comfortable pace, and she stopped. So now she's in for 62.50 after he claimed her for 22 back. You know, maybe it's just let's pick up a win and move on, but I just did not know what to make of her, and she's going to be a short price in there as well, 5-2. Yeah.
The number 7 horse, Awesome Appeal, with just one P in appeal for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll go with that. And this one is on top of your ticket.
Yeah, I mean, they're just. I like the fact that we're outside, and she's classy. Is probably running with Lara's Lady, and I think Awesome Appeal is going to trip out in here. I know we're 1 for 10, and we've got 5 underneath finishes, but that's the kind of race it is in here, and I think she's going to sit a pretty nice trip. We'll see.
I've been waiting for this. Trainer Najib Abugadia has Ismira Villalobos in the saddle.
Very well played. Wow, very well played.
You threw your papers away just for that.
I was so excited.
You had enough.
Dennis woke up from his form, and we appreciate that, Dennis.
Number 6, She's Classy. He's turning back to 5.5 furlongs after returning from the layoff to open and then surrender. That 3-length lead is the favorite against this level. Jose D'Angelo seems to have a horse in every race today. He's pretty solid with second off the bench, like 21%. But this thought have gone astray. He's 1 for 18.
8 thirds, 3 seconds. Yikes. But she's fast. The cutback is going to help her. She couldn't see it out at 6.5 last time. Cuts back a furlong, and she's a problem for Lara's Lady, I think, because they are both very, very fast. And we know with Jaramillo aboard, he's not giving anything away early.
Race number 6 this afternoon, about 1 mile 70 yards on the Tapeta. Maiden special weight fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And I'll start it off with the number 2 horse. You got the highly rated too. I like that, Starship Elegance, who's not much of a long shot, 5-1 on the board this afternoon. Chantal Sutherland will be in the saddle. This one changing barns, going to the Blake Kelly barn after the claim. Debuts on the Tapeta after pressing the pace and finishing 4th, was only beaten less than 2 lengths in that race against those 40 maiden optional claimers, going a mile in the 16th on the turf. It's a daughter of Union Rags. I think she gets brave from on and with the pace today. And if you look at this race, I didn't see a lot of speed in here.
I like this claim. I think this is a good claim. It's the right spot to step up. Yeah, we're rising from 40 maiden claimers. Let's just be honest. It's not the saltiest maiden special weight we're going to see here this summer. Take a look at a replay, too, because it's kind of picking up what Ronnie was putting down. This does not work out last time for her. Here she is, the 8 horse here. Just watch her. She gets tightened up on. She's in between horses a little bit. She wants to run off. It just wasn't an ideal run into the first turn. And as Ronnie said, she was beaten less than 2 lengths. You know, this isn't helping at all. Here she is checking out of it a little bit. She's tightened up. And then I think she wants to run off a little bit because she sees daylight now. And, you know, it just Jesus Rios was put in a tough spot here. There's no doubt about it. I thought, all things considered, Ron, she ran very, very well. It was just her second lifetime start. Here's the other thing, too. How about you mentioned first start on the Tapeta today. How about that bullet drill on June 19th on the Tapeta? Look out.
Yeah, so this horse looks like it's ready, and it looks like to me, like I said, the speed, but you did go with the number 3, who had a little further down, and that's a Tamarindo, and this one from Safi Joseph and Lionel Reyes in the saddle.
Yeah, you know, this horse didn't do a lot of running on debut, but to me it was just kind of a means to an end. We know Safi he's not tightening any screws on debut, but here he is, second-time starters. He's 28%. Now we go to the Tapeta. She's worked well since that start. I think we get a lot better. Unraced Dam, 8th full out of her. Some of them were okay. Some of them can run a little bit. And, Ronnie, I just think now second start. And you take it one step further. Safi, I think, first turf is like 7%. So there was a lot going against her that day. All things considered, I thought she ran okay.
Yeah, it's actually very good with
Yeah.
the turf to all-weather move. So what about Bossy Lovers, a $230,000 daughter of Street Boss debuting for David Fork? So I found the stat I wanted to show. With his first-time starters in route races, he's 5 for 27, 19%, 30% in the money, and some whopping 558 return of investment. David, always one of the angles I like when he starts horses going, around 2 turns or, 1 turn mile. They run very well. MCL Jaramillo, outside draw today.
That's an awesome stat because you can pick any trainer in the country. Their stats are going to be lower debuting at 2 turns. It's very, very difficult to win on debut at 2 turns. But that stat says Dave's got a good feel for it. We know how good he is on the Tapeta, and you can't not use this horse. I mean, they paid a lot of money, the LeBlancs did, and Jaramillo is here. He's 25%. He's, Dave's main guy. There's plenty to like, and I don't think this horse needs to be a freak to win this race. That's the other thing.
Yeah, so we'll see how he runs. And then the 6, Maria's Revenge, is wheeling back after moving from the turf to the Tapeta and finishing that late closing second as the favorite at this level and distance from Murat Sankal. And as I mentioned, Junior Alvarado, boy, this is his game. He's just going to be sitting there waiting to see how things unfold in front of him.
Yeah, she's fine. I mean, she is what she is. She's 0 for 11, but she keeps running the exact same race basically every single time. That might be good enough today. Low 70 buyer, run a 12 on the sheets. That might be good enough.
Race number 7 this afternoon, 1 mile starter, optional claimer. Of course, this is a 1-turn mile, 4 and up, started for 8 or less, so the optional tag of $16,000. Had a scratch in here of the number 5, Jupiter Blues. And we'll start with your horse in here, Mr. Tito's, which I believe is one of your singles.
Best bet of the day for Mr. Tito's. And, boy, you just look at this race, Ronnie. There is a lot of speed. I know Jupiter Blues came out. That'll help the other speed a little bit because he was going as well. But Mr. Tito's, to me, sits the absolute dream trip, stalking all the speed. He's back at the 1-turn mile. I think that's his I think that's his best trip ultimately. And he's really somewhat shockingly, because he's run 29 times, but he's really elevated his game in his last 2 starts. Those were very, very fast races. We saw Ama G6 and Tunin running that absolute cracker of an optional claimer yesterday.
Well, we'll talk about Chucky, then we'll show the video you
Yeah.
want to show of Hiro, who you have in second. Chucky is hoping to save just that little more firepower for the stretch run. Showed speed. He got caught late. Now, that's back-to-back route races against 20 state-bred optional claimers for Safi. Edgard Zayas in the saddle that way, and Edgard is one of the best judges of putting horses on or with the pace and saving something for the stretch run. So that's what I was banking on here, that this horse might be able to just hold on, even though he might be pressured. And like you mentioned, with Jupiter Blues coming out, maybe he gets elevated a tad.
Yeah, and we talked about this yesterday, and Edgard now just coming back Friday. It's such great to see him, and so we haven't seen him in a while. 31% with Safi. I mean, these two, you put them together, and they do good things.
Now we'll talk about your number 3 and your Hero for Herbie Miller.
Yeah, we're going to show this replay. And you want a horse at a price. I know that we've talked about the speed. Okay, I understand all that. But if you want a horse at a price, here's one that ran huge last time. Here he is down inside, just dueling with a 25-1, okay? And the 25-1 was way back, and the horse chasing, it was 6th and last. So this is a pace that completely fried. And Hierro, he didn't win. He did win. He was tired and late. I get it all. This horse ran huge last time. He's probably the speed of the speed. I understand it's an aggressive rising class. He's meeting a lot better. But don't sleep on this horse. If you're, Ronnie and I talked about, tough to find a price today. This horse ran his eyeballs out last time and gutted it all out here on the lead to get it done. And he's getting a lot of weight, too, today. Maybe, just maybe, he gets aggressive again and tries to pop this field. This is a big run, Ron.
Yeah, it's a really big run, as you mentioned. He was just passing pretty solid fractions. You can see that he went to half in 45.34, in 3/4 in 10 and 110.1. So this horse is running very well, and as you mentioned, holds on, getting the 10-pound break in the weights, too.
Yeah, that's the other thing I like, too. I mean, he's getting a big spread from some of these upwards of 8. He's getting 8 pounds from the field. Everybody else is in at 118. So, again, food for thought. It's going to to be a tough trip to pull today, but you just saw how big he ran last time.
The number one uncorked the bottle I wanted to talk about is returning from the layoff and stretching out to the mile. First start since sort of a consistent sprint campaign against this level of competition on both dirt and Tapeta. But it was hard to find a negative stat for Rohan Crichton. But this might be one of them. A sprint to route, all levels. He's 10 for 61, 16%, 34% in the money, and it's only a 121 ROI. But this barn is going so good. I don't know how much stock you put into that, but just a stat I wanted to show.
How good is Rohan Crichton? We've got to find it. He's only 16% with this angle. That's how good.
Everything else is 30%.
Absolutely. And so I tend to agree. I didn't know what to make of this horse today.
Race number 8 this afternoon. This is 5 furlongs on the Tapeta starter optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. Start for 16 or less at the optional tag of $32,000. You look in the dictionary under hard-knocking campaigners, and you're going to see these horses' names here. They just run all the time, and they run fantastic. You went with the number 6 horse on top of your ticket, and that is the one and only. No, you went with the number 4. Excuse me, Alize. So let's go hear about that.
Well, I mean, 3 in a row, right? She's got the hat trick. All she does is love this Tapeta. 4 for 7 on it. She's won 4 out of 5. I think she's in a really good spot today because there's a lot of speed to set her up as well. Yeah, Nikki Khan is the horse to beat. I agree with that, but boy, she's going to have to run hard every step of the way. Alize is going to watch it all unfold.
Nikki Khan, he's going back to the Tapeta today after drawing clear impressively to defeat this level of competition. That was going 5 on the grass. But Jose D'Angelo, Miguel Vasquez, this is just a hard-knocking 7-year-old mare. She's a daughter of Cantharos, and she's been stakes play. She's done it all. So, as you mentioned, she's the one to beat in here. Would I leave your horse off? No. So I think it'll run well. And now you got Saramia in third.
Yeah, I mean, I think she can hopefully pass some horses late because, like I said, there's a hot pace developing here.
Yeah, we'll see how that 8th race plays out. Let's go to the finale here. And 8th race, mile 70 on the Tapeta, claiming fillies 3 or 4 and up, non-winners of 2 races in life. And we both had some interest in the number 4 horse in here, and that is Z First, who's turning back today to the mile 70.
You will not have to look hard to find this horse because she'll be loose as Junior wants her to be. And to me, I think she lulls them all to sleep on the engine. It worked 2 back, and that's a trip she'll pull today.
Yeah, she was 8.5 furlongs, which is not a big turn back, but I think that also helps. Steve Caceres, Junior Alvarado named on the speedy sophomore in here. Then you got the number 1, and I believe that's Luella Street.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the replay to show of her, right? She had a trip last time as well, and we'll just take a quick look at it. It was a lot like Starship Elegance earlier on. Here she is, the 5, and she's just got a tough trip into the first turn here, too. And I think because of what happens to her, you're going to see it here in a second, I think she just kind of got a little bit aggressive, got a little bit rank here. It gets tightened up on. It's not the kind of trip you want. Now look at her. The jockey's going to turn around here, and, she wants to run off a little bit. It's just not ideal. I think today, if we can settle a little bit better, it was her first start in a little bit of time, too, so I think she was probably a little amped up here. Hopefully, second off here for Jerry O'Dwyer, she can be a little bit better behaved.
Well, that is how we see the 9-race card on this it is now Sunday afternoon, 12:04 p.m. So let's go to the lightning round. Lots of interesting stuff this afternoon on the lightning round.
Commandant was good. They paid $300,000 for him, so he was expected to be good, and he delivered yesterday, winning for that first time, asking for Dave Browdy. Here he is coming from off the pace down the middle of the track, too. You don't see that happen a lot with 2-year-olds. This is a pretty polished effort, Ronnie.
Yeah, really nice. And, our buddy Ed Gray, who knows how these horses look, was just totally enamored with this horse. Said absolutely beautiful. Now you can see Junior just, winning like he wanted to win. He gave him a couple of little whacks with the crop, and that was just to keep him interested, and this horse ran exceptionally well.
Yeah, I always say, when 2-year-olds pass horses this time of year, I think maybe take another look. So here's our best bet of the day, as we've been doing in the long shot as well. I am up first with, who do I have? Mr. Tito's, that's right, your buddy.
Yeah, Mr. Tito's in there, 3-1 for Brian, and I'm in the first race, as I mentioned here. Crazy Cat Cousin. So 5-2 on the line. Mike Yates has been just going great guns, so I'm going to use him as my best bet today.
And jetting out for me is the long shot, and we both using that term a little loosely today. We struggled finding a good one.
Yeah, and mine, of course, we talked about it here in Starship Elegance in race number 6, 5-1. But I think this horse, trying to Tapeta first time, maybe people will back off and we'll get a little better price than 5-1.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that might be it. There's a tough race as well. Plenty of different ways you can go in there.
And what do we got coming up next?
Yeah, we got the Real Rider Cup Challenge, which is pretty cool. And First Racing is going to have a team in there of Dr. Benson, Aaron Greider, and Jody.
Jody Valla
Yeah,
up there in
thank you.
Santa Anita. But
Yeah.
I am going to go with our buddy Aaron here, see if we
Yeah.
can get it over. You know, you can actually donate. This is for a really good cause. So just go on the website and check it out under Real Rider Cup, and you can find out, and you can donate to your favorite rider. And this is our team. There's other teams in
Yep.
it, and it's all for a great cause.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then there you see Thursday. So last day of the Florida fiscal year means Ronnie and I will be with you on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, we got mandatory payouts. Not only in the Rainbow Six, which we have a lot, the late Pig 5, Super High 5, as they say, everything must go.
Pay it all out. And then last, but certainly not least, double nickels for Todd Pletcher today. A happy birthday to him. I mean, as storied a trainer as the sport has ever had, and he's had a lot of success here.
Yeah, a lot of success. You know, perennial leading trainer here, and just last year he got beat by Safi, but
Yep.
he'll be back stronger than ever, and really a nice guy.
Yep, without a doubt. So a happy birthday to him, and look forward to seeing him down here in the championship meet. But we'll send it upstairs to track announcer Pete Aiello, of course, and the changes, and we'll be back with you shortly.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.